proactive compensation, and ultimately obtained a letter of forgiveness from the victim's family. You can imagine how much money Donovan Croft threw at that. This was exactly why we were working overtime. This was the power that we, including Captain Rossi, feared. Sure enough, early the next morning, a number of leaders from outside the judicial system started making inquiries about the case. All of them were high-ranking officials from the city. But after our night of hard work, we had this case nailed down tight. The evidence was irrefutable. There was no room to maneuver. But if things had gone as we'd hoped, if Leland Croft had been smoothly sentenced to death, this story wouldn't be worth telling. After the DNA comparison results came back, we finally breathed a sigh of relief. A match with the bodily fluids left on the victim. With this ironclad evidence, the case was essentially closed. Captain Rossi and I went to the hospital to see Rowan Kane. We needed to take his statement after all. After 2 days of hospital care, his mental state was much better, but the grief was still a heavy shroud. The only thing keeping him going, perhaps, was the prospect of seeing the killer brought to justice. Specifically, the death penalty. After the routine questioning was done, Rowan had more to say. Gritting his teeth, his eyes red, he told us, word by word, about his wife, his daughter, everything about his family. He and Isla were college sweethearts. They had met, fallen in love, and weathered many storms together. It had been a hard road to finally build a life. In his eyes, the gentle and considerate Isla was the most beautiful woman in the world, and Rosie was the most wonderful gift from heaven, a little angel, the fruit of their happy life. Captain Rossi and I didn't have the heart to interrupt him. He also told us that Donovan Croft's lawyer had already contacted him. They offered $5 million in compensation. All he had to do was sign a letter of forgiveness. That was $5 million in 2005, a staggering amount of money. But Rowan Kane had roared, torn the letter to shreds, and thrown them out. As he finished speaking, tears streamed down his face, his emotions spiraling out of control. After a long silence, he finally asked us a question, his voice trembling. The killer, can he get the death penalty? As investigators handling the criminal investigation phase, we weren't supposed to have any opinion on the final verdict. The power of sentencing belongs to the court, and we should never, ever promise a victim's family anything before the trial. It's against the rules. But in that moment, to hell with the rules. The words just came out of my mouth. He will pay with his life. Hearing this, Rowan nodded desperately, burying his head in his hands and sobbing uncontrollably. That visit solidified our resolve to see this case through, no matter what. Soon after, D.A. Finch brought us news. The prosecutor's office had completed their review and had formally filed charges with the court. They hadn't encountered any significant resistance. It seemed like the dust was about to settle, but we never expected the problem to arise during the trial phase.